Hi, I'm Caleb from Caleb and Carol Real Estate. In today's video, I'm going to share with you how is it that you're going to buy your first HDB without much thoughts, because I'm going to share with you the entire procedure on how is it going to be done. So in this video, I'm going to be covering about the loans, about the grants, and the cash you need, the CPF you need, the loans you need, the entire timeline, basically the numbers, and also the timeline itself. So how is it going to work out from the first phase, initial phase, to the end when you collect the keys? Okay, without further ado, let's jump right in. So there's two different kinds of loan. The first loan is HDB loan. The second kind of loan is a bank loan. Let's see the difference. HDB loan, it's an interest pegged to OA's rate, CPF OA's rate at 0.1% above it at 2.6%, relatively fixed, and generally have not increased over the last 10 years. Then for bank loan, it's about 1.2 to 1.5%. You have the option to choose between a fixed rate or variable rate. Right now, if I'm not wrong, DBS have the 5 years fixed rate plan. Some have about 2 years fixed at 1.5. Some have 3 years fixed also at 1.5. If you're taking a floating rate, it'll be much more cheaper for now. But usually in the initial years when I took it up, it starts. After I take up the loan, it start increasing from 1.2 to 2.5. So that scared the hell out of me. So now I took on a refinance to a fixed rate package. Okay, so for HDB loan, right, you need to wipe out your CPF, or you can leave behind 20k of it for your CPF usage. However, for bank loan, right, you have to come up with 20%, or if you choose not to use your CPF, it's also okay to not use your CPF, but you have to cover up with cash lah. So the procedure is that you need to get a HDB HLE first. So the link is over here. Let's just see this link. So you just go over to this website. I will place a link below in the description below. Just click it. Oh, and one more thing is, remember to smash the like button if you are watching this video. Okay, just submit the HLE application, log in through your SingPass, and then you can do the HLE application already. Okay, so next it's back to this. The loan quantum for bank loan, right? You only get the bank loan after you are being issued with the option to purchase, not before. Okay, so but you can get an approval in principle first by contacting a banker and letting them know your income, know your financial status. Then they are able to draft, see how much you can loan and let you know about it. So the loan quantum is, for HDB loan, is up to 90%. So you can get up to 90% or lower, but because it's also subject to the CPF OA amount that's available and the grant that you have, in order to wipe out these two amounts first, then they are able to grant you the HDB loan. Okay, then for bank loan, you are able to take up to 75% of the purchase price, and maximum is only 75%. For cash outlay, you can have as little as $200 when you buy the HDB. In terms of option fee and exercise fee, we shall cover that later, or if not, maximum $5,000. But for bank loan, you need a minimum of 5% of purchase price. If you buy 400,000 property, you need about 20,000 in cash for this purchase. Okay, so that's pretty much summarize about the loan already. Let's now jump right into grant. Okay, for grants, there's 3 different kinds of grant. First is the family grant, second is the enhanced housing grant, third is the proximity grant. We'll cover all these 3 in the videos later. So let's jump right into family grant first. Okay, family grant, basically, if let's say you are SCSC household, what does that mean? Meaning your husband is a Singaporean, wife is also Singaporean, you can get up to 50k grant if you buy a 4-room flat and below, or if you buy a 5-room flat and above, like executive, you can get up to 40k grant. Okay, if you are SCSPR, it will be slightly lower also. Okay, next is enhanced CPF housing grant. This is only for people who earns the household income earns less than $9,000. So if you have earned less than $9,000 and one of you have been continuously working in the last 12 months, then this will be the grant that you guys are eligible. If you're earning less than 1,500, you can get up to 80,000. If you earn up to 5,500 to 6,000, you can get up to 35,000. So this is on top of that. Okay, lastly, proximity housing grant. Basically, it's staying near together with your parents. So basically, when you stay near together with your parents within 4 kilometers, they are able to give you this proximity housing grant. The amount you can get, it's about 20,000 if you live within 4 kilometers of your parents, but if you live together with your parents, it'll be 30k grant. So meaning to say, if your parents do not have any property, then you can put them in as an occupant and you can get up to 30k grant itself. Okay, how do you know if you are eligible for it? So you can know HDB maps, just Google, then just click this maps. Then let's say for example you're buying this block at Hougang 528. So then after that you show areas within 4 kilometers. Then they'll show you the boundary line within 4 kilometers. So within 4 kilometers, if let's say your parents stays any part of Sengkang, any parts of Punggol, some parts of Punggol, or some parts of Serangoon, your parents you are eligible for it. Okay. So if let's say for example your parents do not have property and they are going to live with you, then you can get this 30k grant. Okay. Now let's go on to our scenario planning. So if let's say for example a husband and wife both getting married, it's 30 years old each, they are both 30 years old and their income is about 3k and 2,800. So total household income is about 5,800. So if let's say their CPF OA is about 30,000 each, that means total that is 60,000 altogether. And assuming that the HDB price that they are buying is about 400,000. The HLE estimate, this is I have calculated, it's about 383,000. How I do this is very simple. I just go into this website. You can go inside this inquiry on loan estimate website, key in your date of birth, key in your income, 3,000, key in your income again, key in your date of birth and your income again, and then you just press I accept. So they will tell you you can get up to 383. Okay, 383, and then this is bank loan estimator. I use an app to calculate it. Then now, so based on just now the scenario that I shared with you, the husband and wife they are earning 5,800 combined. So this is the CPF housing, and they are buying a 4-room flat. Assuming 4-room flat, this is the CPF housing grant you can get is for 50,000. The enhanced housing grant is 35,000, and lastly the proximity grant, because they are going to stay near their parents, is 105,000. So if they purchase a 400,000 property, then this is what is going to be a breakdown going to be. First, stamp duty is going to be $6,600. Okay, then after that, agent fee is going to be 4,280. Legal fee is about $2,000. And miscellaneous fee is $500. This legal fee actually could be lower. If you're taking a HDB loan, you don't need to use a private lawyer. But if you're taking a bank loan, you have to pay this about $2,000 estimated fee. Okay, so let's say, so total is about 413. And how would that break down? First breakdown will be grant. This is definitely got to be used. Okay, that's grant. Second, assuming you're going to fully use your CPF, that's $60,000. Okay, third is going to be cash. Okay, for cash in HDB loan, actually this amount here is the combination of agent fee and miscellaneous fees, and for bank loan it's actually 5% of the purchase price, okay, plus the agent fee plus the miscellaneous fee. So altogether we are talking about somewhere about 24,780. So you can see at the end of the day, the HDB loan you are getting 243,000. For bank loan, you're getting slightly lesser, $223,000. Okay, so it's like what I shared with you over here is the max amount, but here because of grants, because of CPF arrangement, you don't take the maximum loan of 383,347. So actually, in fact, you could buy up even much more expensive of than 400,000, probably like additional 100,000, 500,000, somewhere around there. You get where I'm coming from. So pretty much we are halfway through already, about 60% done already. Now let's go on to timeline planning. That's when you start looking for a house right now and see a house that you really like already. So what's next? Next, it's basically what's the entire procedure timeline it's going to be. F5. Okay, so initially, this is the entire timeline. First, option fee is basically you decide to buy already, you give this thing to the seller called an option fee of $1 to $1,000. Usually we will give $1,000 lah. Okay, then you wait for 3 weeks. 3 weeks between the 3 weeks period for this is called the option period. Okay, so in these 3 weeks you have to do 3 things. First is intent to buy, second is valuation request, and third is apply for bank loan if you're applying for bank loan. But if you have already gotten a HLE before that, you don't need, you can skip this applying for bank loan part. Okay, then valuation request is about $120. So after that, when you decide to exercise already, you can go ahead and exercise, and that's another $4,000 altogether. So total you have paid $5,000 plus 125, 120 around there. Then after you apply to HDB, that's $80 again. Okay, so now you have already spent 5,200. Then after that, after about 2-3 weeks, HDB will accept your case. Then within 8 weeks from this acceptance to completion, it's about 8 weeks time. Then that is when you complete and take your keys. But in between, there's a few more steps. It's when you need to do this thing called an endorsement. Basically, what happens during this endorsement is that HDB will send you the numbers of all the financial plannings, how much grant you're going to use, how much CPF you're going to use, how much bank loan you're going to use, and so on and so forth. Then you're just going to click some accept, and I acknowledge. Okay, then you have to pay the relevant fees. What are the relevant fees? Something simply like just like the legal fees, the conveyancing fees, that's another one. Then title search fees, and also probably the at a later stage will be the property tax fees, which is paid by the seller also. So before the final completion, 1 day before, we will go down for an inspection. It's not by an officer, it's by yourself. I think that's a typo error. Before the completion, we'll go for a final inspection. Okay, and that pretty much sums up the entire process in buying this resale HDB property. So if you have any questions, just drop me a call, or my number is definitely below or somewhere around here. I have links all about this entire thing in the website and in the description below. If you have any questions, just let me know. Otherwise, please subscribe and click like and help us share this channel. See you. Goodbye.